Well, hello, welcome to Turn It Up Thursday, your Friday Eve personal development session with your host and coach, Karen, Coach KG Gilliam in the Pacific Northwest. Welcome. And I know, let me just get everything over here situated, that I know as you are coming in, you are just as excited as I am. Yes, we are on this journey, and this journey, I know, I don't have to think. I believe in each and every one of you having something to take away. And so already, my dear friend and sister in Christ, Miss Martha Jeanette Cambridge from Woodbridge, Virginia, the East Coast, is in the house. Glad to have you, Miss Martha. Oh, look. Tammy, I'm just going to say it right here. You have been on my heart, my sister, and I'm praying for you. Just know that. So I'm glad to see you here, though. I really am glad. And also, she's from the DMV, so she is on the East Coast. And I just welcome all of you. And even if your name does not come up, tell me in your comments as you say hello. Tell me in the comments who you are and where you're from. Where are you from? We always like to share where we're from. So I am, for a few more minutes, to allow people to come in, just going to tell you what we've been doing since the first of the year. And it's all about this book right here by Dr. John C. Maxwell, Put Your Dream to the Test. And we are going through each and every chapter. We're halfway. We'll be, after we complete chapter 5, we're halfway there. And so if you're joining us for the first time and you don't know what we're talking about, Dr. Maxwell wrote a book called Put Your Dream to the Test. And we have distinguished ourselves as dream builders and not just dreamers. See, dreamers talk about it, and they talk about it, and they talk about it. But dream builders are a different breed. Not only do they dream, but they also do something. And today's question was question number 5 of the dream test. And if you haven't taken the dream test, all you need to do, whether you're watching live or whether you're watching replay, is to put in the comments, Coach KG, send me the dream test. That's all you got to say. And I will send it to you. So what is this dream test all about? Well, the dream test asks 10 questions for you to answer either true or false. Now, do yourself the best service you can to yourself by answering truthfully. But the more true answers you have, the more likely your dream is going to come true. Now, I would say all of us, me included, have had some false statement answers. And what he does, Dr. Maxwell does at the end of every chapter, all right, Tammy, you'll have it after the broadcast today. After every chapter in the book, there is a session, a strategy session to help you turn that false into a true. because the more true answers you have to the statements, and each question has 3 statements, the better chances you have of your dreams coming true. I know I have dreamt. You dream. We all dream. But I want to take you from being a dreamer to being a dream builder. That means you are doing what's necessary. And today, we're going to jump in. Today, chapter 5 is the pathway question. As you know, with any dream, there is a path. There is a method by which you get your dream to come true. So the question for chapter 5 is, do I have a strategy to reach my dream? Now, first of all, you have heard me say the why trumps the what and the how. So you have to know your why first. But at some point, and you're going to talk about this today, at some point, you have to have a strategy. You have to do something. I wish I could tell you that some Disney fairy godmother would wave a magic wand and make your dream come true. But that is not the case. So let's talk about the pathway question. Do I have a strategy to reach my dream? And I'm going to start by sharing a little bit of the story that Dr. Maxwell opened with. And he talked about a gentleman whose name is Nicholas Negroponte or Ponte. Oh, I hope I didn't butcher that up. He started his career studying architecture at MIT, and he focused on groundbreaking computer-aided designs. Now, he wanted to create what's called the $100 laptop computer to help children in developing countries to learn. And this was his brainchild. So in 1982, he accepted an invitation by France. And he was a part of an experimental project. And what was created with this project was called the One Laptop Per Child initiative. It was created to have low-cost computers for children in developing nations around the world. And the concept became known as the $100 laptop. So he took his ability and his connections to facilitate the creation of this device. Now, in 2006, he stepped down from his position as chairman of MIT's Media Lab so he could devote the rest of his life to the fulfillment of his dream. And I did look up earlier today to see, and it's still going on. It's still going on. And just imagine, by just saying that he had a dream to help children who had the inability to learn with a $100 laptop. But did it stop with him just talking about it? No, it started when he started to put it into action. So finding a pathway to success. Now let me read Les Brown. I'm sure everybody knows Les Brown. Maybe Brown's baby boy. I think when he introduces himself. He had a quote that Dr. Maxwell used. We must look for ways to be an active force in our lives. We must take charge of our own destinies, design a life of substance, and truly begin to live our dreams. And since I am the CIO, continuously inspiring others of Destined to Be Me by Design, where I help people to design their life and not live by default and live their best life, being their best authentic self. So I love that quote. So let's talk about finding a pathway to success. Let me ask you, what's your plan? You have a dream. I know you do. But what's your plan? So I'm going to give you the elements that Dr. Maxwell shares in his book of how to get a plan, a strategy, how to go to work in making that dream come true. So the first element is state all of your positions. State all of your position. We're talking about not only securing, getting a plan, but securing your dream. And when I say, what are your positions? I know I use it every day of my life. Thank God for the person who created the GPS. Who's with me? Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. The GPS, which, if you didn't know, stands for Global Positioning System. It's a device that either you have that is already installed in your car. I have one installed in my car, but then there's another one. Yes, Tammy, hand raised on the GPS. The GPS was designed to tell you where you want to go, and it creates a map for you. Now, the difference between the GPS and you is that you have to create all of your turn by turn directions yourself. Unfortunately, the GPS in our vehicles, on our devices, will not give you the directions for your dream. I know. I'm sorry to have to tell you that, but it's true. We have to come up with the turn by turn. Now, Mark Twain insisted that the secret of getting ahead is getting started. That's the difference between a dreamer and a dream builder. A dream builder gets started. A dreamer doesn't. They just dream. The secret of getting started, according to Mark Twain, is breaking your complex, overwhelming task. Come on now, let's be honest. Your task, what you have to do to get that dream to become a reality, can be overwhelming, can be taxing, but you break it down into small, manageable tasks. And you start with the first one. That is it. Now, I didn't say that it would be easy, did I? And neither did John Maxwell. What I'm saying to you is that when you simplify the complex, the taxing task, the strategy, when you simplify and just start doing, you are on your way. So, everyone who got where they are, and this is from Richard Evans, the author of Christmas Box. Everyone who got to where they are had to begin where they were. I've got another analogy for you that I heard from my pastor several years ago. He said, one thing about someone who reaches the mountaintop, one thing for sure, they didn't just fall there. You know, if they reached the mountaintop, they had to climb it. They had to do the work. So the first thing, write this down, is state all of your positions. And by positions, first, ask yourself, where are you right now? What is your current position? You cannot ignore the reality of your present position. You can't. But I can assure you that if you stay in your present position, you will not reach your dream. You're not building. You're just dreaming. So, write this down. What is my current position? Where am I right now? And be honest, because you cannot ignore the reality of where you are right now. Now, for some reason, we aren't really excited about starting. Come on now, come on. Be real. Oh, I just looked over. My sister, our author, Shakima Robinson, thank you so much for being a scribe today. Thank you for being here. And let everybody know where you are. Okay, come on, let's be honest. If we were honest with ourselves, we would say, I'm not where I want to be because I haven't started. I thought about it. I think about it. I write about it. I speak about it, but I haven't started. East Coast is in the house today. North Carolina is where Shakima is. So consider your present position. And I said this earlier, Richard Evans, write down these words. Everyone who gets to where let me start over. Everyone who got to where they had to begin where they were. Let me say it again. Everyone who got to where they had to begin where they are. You have to begin where you are. That's number one of securing the dream. Number two, my future position. My future position. Where do you want to go? You get in the car, you put in where you want to go on the GPS, and it does it for you. Well, I already told you that is not going to happen for your dream. That will not happen for your dream. What will your dream look like when you achieve it? You probably thought about it, And I know on a few occasions I've had you to write out a typical day of your dream. What does it look like? Remember that success work I had you do to write out a day. Where are you living? What are you doing? Who are you with? What are you living in? Any element that would describe you living your dream. What are you giving to? Who are you helping? All right. So this, when you look at what your future self position will be, this will give you direction and motivation to go after your dream. Now, not a session goes by, you guys know I don't mention my grand sugars. I had one of my grandsons complete his freshman season in high school in basketball. And I think I mentioned that last week. The next day after their season was over, instead of, I think I'm just going to take a break after school. No, after school, he went to lift weights. He went and shot around. There's a place called 360. And what were some of his friends doing? At home on video games? He has a dream. He has a dream of a Division I college, Duke, as a matter of fact. And he knows he cannot stop the dream just because the basketball season is over. So in your case, it may not be basketball, but you cannot stop if the dream has not been achieved. Hello there, Victoria. Welcome, welcome. Let everybody know where you are viewing from. Glad to have you. As you guys see, I am so excited and so passionate about this. And even though I'm living in my dream, in part of it, because you guys know it was part of my dream to be here with and be in the lives of my children and my grandchildren. You know that. Victoria is central part of the country in Houston, Texas. Welcome, welcome. So I'm living in my dream, but my full dream is not yet a reality. But hang on. So we've got our present position, our future position, and what about the in between? What about now and then? What steps must I take to get from my present position to my future position? What's in between? What steps do I take? So you want to set small goals. Small goals. All right. So let me tell you what your dream is. Your dream is a general, idealistic view. Got that? Your dream is a general, idealistic view of where you would like to go. But your goals are specific, realistic declarations of how you are going to get there. Goal, half of the word is go, which means you do something. So since we're talking about taking some steps, let's examine our actions. The difference between a dream and wishful thinking is what you do day to day. Every day, Coach KG, every day. If it has the word day in it, you do it. If it has a day as one of the days of the week, then you do it. So let's look at what you do first. Number one, do something. I mean, stand up. Now, okay, I'm being silly right now, but do something. Get moving and try something every single day. That's number one. John Hancock, who, of course, was one of the signers of the Declaration of Independence, all worthwhile people have good thoughts, good ideas, and good intentions. But a precious few of them ever translate those into action. Oh, everybody can talk a good game, but can you walk the talk? So think about it. The real difference between your dream and wishful thinking is what you do day to day. Number two, first we said do something. Number two is do something today. Today. When you get off this Turn It Up Thursday session, do something that relates to your dream. George Sheehan, who's a cardiologist, said, there are those of us who are always about to live. We are waiting until things change, until there is more time, until we are less tired, until we get a promotion, until we settle down, until. Now, let me share something personal. At 65 years old, sorry, Miss Martha. At 65 years young, I do not have any thoughts of slowing down, sitting down, kicking my feet up because the dream is not finished. Who started? I would just like to know who started this thing about when you get to a certain age, oh, you need to settle down. Why are you working so hard? Who? But I don't know who it is, but I can tell you this. I bet majority of them had unfulfilled dreams. I bet many of them had unfulfilled dreams. See, they can talk the talk, but you've got to walk the talk. You've got to do something every day. So, number one, do something. Number two, do something today. Number three, do something every day. Leilani! Yes. So glad to see you, Leilani. Let everybody know where you're viewing from because we've got representation from all coasts right now. So I'm going to give you an acronym. You know, well, I can't take credit for it, but I like the fact that John Maxwell uses an acronym um, that will sum up everything that I'm sharing with you today. So get out a piece of paper and something to write with. How many of you say, oh, Coach KG, I needed to hear this today? I needed to hear this today. Every day. And right now, let me tell you, again, another transparent moment. Every day, when it comes to my financial goal, every day I have a daily goal toward it. And I don't stop until it's met. That's the honest truth. I don't stop until it's met. Ooh, she's in Vegas and Chile. What? That it just don't even seem like it go together, Leilani. Chile and Vegas. Wow, it's a little chilly here today too. All right, but glad you are here. So I heard, Shakima said yes. Miss Martha is waving her hand. You needed to hear this today. And if you didn't hear it from the beginning, I highly encourage you to go back and listen from the beginning. And those of you that were here from the beginning, listen again and again and again. So here is the acronym. You ready? Thank you, Dr. Maxwell. Number one that we talked about, state all your positions. State all your positions. Presently, future, and in between. And he had some questions underneath there. And in stating all your positions, what is your starting point? What is your starting point? What is your ending point? And what steps will you do in between? See, your starting point is the present. Your ending point is the future position. And then the steps in between is between your present position and your future position. State all of your positions. That's the S. This will spell, we'll see what it spells when we get to the end. The next letter is a E. Examine all your actions. Examine all your actions. What actions must you take every day? And put every day with some underline or all caps to get you closer to your dream. Examine all your actions. Now, let me be honest with you. In examining all of your actions, there's some actions you could do away with. Oh yeah. You could do away with by either delegating it or dumping it. As a matter of fact, a question that my very first mentor said to me, she said, when you're pursuing your goals, ask the question, is what I'm doing now taking me to my goal? And if it isn't, don't do it. Delegate it, dump it. For example, watching TV, television. It's giving you a vision. I'm not saying, some people have. I haven't. I still love watching sports. I still loving HGTV, an occasional movie, and I love game shows. I love trivia. But I don't do that unless I've done what I needed to do toward my dream for that day. That's why I love the fact that I can record and watch it during, like downtime. All right. C, so we have S, state all your positions. E, examine all your actions. C is consider all your options. Consider all your options. Miss Martha said guilty. This is personal development. This is to take you from where you are to where you want to be. All right, so no condemnation, Miss Martha. All right. When you consider all of your options, what parts of your strategy are you willing to alter to move forward? When you look at your options, what part of your strategy are you willing to alter to move forward? So we got S-E-C. I wonder what this is going to spell. The next letter is U. Utilize all your resources. What resources do you have at your disposal? Utilize all your resources. List all of them. You may not be able to do that all in one sitting, but list your resources. What are your resources? R is the next letter. Remove all your non-essentials. Remove all your non-essentials. Like I mentioned about the television, what activities are you currently engaged in that do not contribute to the journey toward your dream? What activities are you currently engaged in that do not contribute to the journey toward your dream? So we've got S-E-C-U-R. Here's the last letter, E. Somebody type in the comments, what does this spell? E stands for embrace all of your challenges. Remember, I've said before, challenges will come. Obstacles will come. There is no smooth path to your dream. Secure. Yes, Leilani. We are securing our dream with these 6 elements. So how do you embrace all your challenges? First of all, what problems, obstacles, and failures do you expect to face in your dream journey? Lack of finances, time, not doing the right thing. They're all obstacles. But obstacles are there to keep you going. Because you have to decide if you're going over it, under it, around it, or knock it out. It's not going to hold you back unless you stop. What can you do to avoid what may be avoidable? What can you do to avoid what may be avoidable? And what can you do to prepare yourself to meet your challenges? First, decide that it's not going to stop you. And what must you do to prepare yourself for failure? Dr. Maxwell wrote that one. It's only failure if you stop. Well, what if I don't do it, Coach KG, by the timeline I set? Timelines can be changed, altered. Everything happens in perfect timing because God is a God of perfect timing. His timing is always perfect. So, what do you think? What do you think? You have any questions, comments of today's session about securing your dream? Do you have the strategy to reach your dream? I can tell you this, by you being here today, you're headed in the right direction. I am not the one that knows all, be all, but I do know that with encouragement, inspiration, and accountability, you can reach your goal. Don't worry about how long it takes. It took 20 years or more, probably, for me to write a book. And now that I wrote one, I'm ready to work on another one. That's part of my dream. So see, once you start to see elements of your dream coming true, you won't stop. You just won't stop. So it has been my pleasure. And I want to read the quote by Les Brown again to encourage each and every one of you. Be a dream builder and not a dreamer. You have to work at it. You have to do something. So Les Brown says, we must look for ways to be an active force in our lives. We must take charge of our own destinies, design a life of substance, and truly begin to live our dreams. Thank you so much for being here on Turn It Up Thursday. It's Friday Eve. The weekend's coming. Be good to yourself. And right behind me, there's a sign. I know you can't see it all, but it says, believe in the journey of your dreams. Have a great day, everybody.